what I'm doing today is making this beautiful ring out of this round here. I made this before, Egyptian symbols. If you look closely, you'll see the Ankh. You'll see a set, or we know her as Isis. We have the hieroglyphics that will be here on the corner. She sits on her throne. As you know, she has the moon on top of her head as a headdress. As you know, Ra or Asar Aset has the sun disk. So we see all of the imagery of Egypt on this round here, which I absolutely love. If you look real closely, you'll see the Ouroboros that goes around this here, okay? The Ouroboros is a symbol which represents like eternity. It's an old Egyptian symbol. It also has the snake eating its own tail, which is a form of consumption, consuming oneself. And there's a lesson in that as well. Not to consume oneself or over to consume of anything is you destroy yourself. So there's so many symbols on this round, which I absolutely love. We also know that Egyptians also held reverence to the cat. As we look on the other side of this round, you have the 0.999 fine silver. You have that as a half troy ounce, and you see the regal cat there, right? So this round has a lot of imagery. If you look any closer, you also see hieroglyphics in the back. Unfortunately, I'll be showing this side of the round when I create the ring, okay? I'll punch a hole right in the center and you'll still have the image. The customer wants me to clean the inside of this round to give it a nice polished look, which will take a little time, so I won't do it on this video. Okay, so let's start this process up. I also have some spoons that has some Egyptian themes as well. These are silver spoons, you know. Remember that show, Silver Spoons? We have silver spoons with Egyptian themes. I have another one here of a Cleopatra theme. Looks pretty cool, right? I'm looking to do some things with this, make earrings or some other form of jewelry. They're pretty thin, so they wouldn't work as rings. They'd be kind of fragile. But these are some other Egyptian themes that I have that I wanted to show. Beautiful little souvenirs, because you can't do anything with them other than being souvenirs, but they are silver. I've made Egyptian rings in the past. One thing I love studying about Egypt and all, one of my favorite books on the subject is by Anthony T. Browder. Some may have heard of him, but I'm introducing him to people who do not know his work. I did have an opportunity to meet Mr. Anthony Browder, and he signed my book for me, okay? This book is called Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization, you know? And this book here tells you all about Egypt and its contribution to the world. We talk about Isis, we talk about Asar Aset, we talk about the the calendar, everything that the Nile Valley had to offer. This book talks about it. Now, it's been written over 20 years ago, because I remember having this book when I was a teen. So it was pretty cool in 2011 to meet Anthony Browder and have him sign my book. Big honor. All right, the reason why we're here today is to make this ring. So what I want to do is punch my hole. All right, I want to punch a hole in the center of this. So what I want to do is I have to find the spacer, okay? So let me locate the spacer, and then we can start this process. But if I do have a picture of this ring, and I will place also a picture of this finished ring up on my community boards for all to see, so everyone can see how it turns out, the end result. I have to get this ring ready to go out to the customer ASAP. So today I will be making it, and then the next step for me to do is to clean the inside, which I'm gonna have to use my tools and my hands, which takes some time, you know, because you have to clean the inside completely. All right, so let me find my spacer that I can place this coin in. Of course, I didn't think about doing that prior to the video, Johnson Toe. What you want to do is find one that fits in there perfectly so you can have a nice center hole. If not, you will destroy the coin, and you don't want to do that. That's too big. So I have to find one with the perfect size. But everyone who's coming in, do me a favor, hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what coin you would like to see me turn into a ring next, because hey, that'll be a video. And if I pick that coin, guess what? I'll use you in the credits. Let the people know that you're the one who chose it. I'll put your name in, maybe your channel name, anything, to show appreciation for helping me to pick the coin. Okay, so right now I'm trying to find the right size. I didn't think about that prior to me pushing start. Of course not. Let me see here. That's a little too big as well. That's too small. Okay. Bam, too small. Too small. Finding this thing is one of the most important, because I will have to let me see. There we go. We found it. This right here is the size of that coin. I may have to put a little shimmy there in order to make sure it doesn't move. Now let's put these back in. These have, you know, coins come in all sizes. I have coins the size of dimes. So you have to make sure you have a perfect center. So these spaces were made just for that. I have a couple of pressers that I use, hole punches that I use. Coins as big as this. It's like an American Silver Eagle. You want to make sure you have the hole puncher. Back in the day, they used to use measurements. Just use a ruler, or they would find the center of the coin, drill a hole, and they would go for that way. And they would drill until the hole comes to the required size. Now today we have all the fancy tools, and this is the era that I learned. Okay. All right. So now that we got that done, let's go to that step. Now that I have it, all right, I'm gonna place that in. Make sure it's nice and snug, which it is. This is my punch. This is my peppy lube. You want to do this. You want to make sure that the cut edge has the lube on it. That helps to preserve the punch. Okay, once it's in, like I show right here, I'll put my top on. Place that like that. Let's go over to the 6-ton press, which is right over here. And this right here will give me enough pressure. When you hear that noise, you know it went all the way through. Got my little relieve the pressure. This coin ring will be a size 11. Okay, there we go. All right, now what I want to do is take the punch out. Okay, that's it. It's a pretty simple process, but you have to have the right tools. This center right here, I'll be saving for the customer, and it has ISIS sitting in the seat. I can punch a hole there and make that appended as well. You know, so you want to make sure I do that. The main part of this operation is I put that back inside there. Okay, this is what we wanted. A nice centered punch. We could have made that punch smaller. It would give more detail, but ISIS still would have been out. If we turned it around, right there, we have the cat. You know what I'm saying? Still part of the cat. The cat head, the cat body, and tail still there. Okay? And you have 1 ounce troy, 1/2 troy ounce there as well. And still you have the 0.999 fine silver. But that part will be smoothed out. Okay? The next step is you want to clean the inside of the punch. So I take my deburring tool, and all I do is go round and round in the punch. And that's cleaning that area out, smoothing that area out. Just like so. And then after I do that, now I capture all that silver, and the silver I place inside of this jar here, and now you can use it later on to melt. Okay. Now that you smooth that area out, what you want to do is take some of this sandpaper. You use any grit, 150 or up, and all you want to do is go inside of that hole, and you just want to turn lightly. And what that does is take out any rough edges that would have happened when you deburred it. Pretty simple. But you want to make sure you do these in a step, and you'll see how clean that is. Okay? Now, I've done this hundreds of times, but I take my time with every ring because every ring has a certain feel. 0.999 fine silver is so soft. But one thing about this coin, I want to keep all the detail. The customer wants to see that detail. That's the beautiful thing about this round. All that beautiful detail and the patina. See that darkness, that natural patina? I don't really want to leave any, I don't want to take none of that out, okay? I really want to save all that because that's the beauty of this. It really makes this coin that much beautiful. Okay, so what I want to do next is find a stabilizer cone, okay? Find one if it fits. It fits comfortably, and I found one here. Okay, you want to find that to make sure that the coin stays stable when you go through the folding phase. The folding phase is next. So, but before that, I don't want to cause any damage to this round, so I'm gonna apply some light heat. Like I said, it's 0.99 fine silver, so I don't have to apply too much heat. Okay, just enough for it to be able to move freely, you know, without any much restriction. So I have my torch here. I light that baby up. There we go. Got a light. Take my tweezers here, and I place the round in some water, okay, to quench it. All right. Now that I got it quenched, I'm able to touch it, okay? Still a little warm, but I'm able to handle it. So what I do now is put it on the stabilizer die. Whatever side I want to show, that must go down, okay? Okay, so we got it right there. Bam. Place that in. The first thing we use is the starter cone. I place that inside. Make sure it's even. All right, everything is stable. Now it's time to press. There we go. Now Now we got it pressed. Now, because it's 0.999 fine silver, I can continue to go. So we have here the universal folding die. As you see, it's bigger. So the coin around will be able to fold a little deeper. Okay. So once I do, make sure that everything is stable inside. Place it right in the center. And use my 1-ton press. And continue to press down. All right. That is as far as the round will go. Now you start seeing the difference here, right? You start seeing the space of ship effect. All right, so let me bring it back down to earth. So now I want to make sure that I clean this cut edge to really smooth this out, but that's another phase, okay? Now we have here also the reeded edge, but this round had no reeds, so I don't have to worry about that, okay? This ring is going to be made to a size 11. So let's check out the size so far. We do have a hole there. And we see right now it's around a 7.5. I have to bring it down to an 11, okay? Now it's time to shape it. But before that, I want to make sure I put some more heat to it. The last thing I want to do is rip it, because if I rip the round, I'll have to wait about a week for another one to come. Okay, I applied that heat to it. Like I said, I don't have to apply too much heat to it because it is fine silver. You don't want to overheat it. All right, so the next step is to clean this baby up. Like dry it up a little bit. There we go. And we're going over to the ring stretcher. So let's go over there. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. All right, cool. The ring stretcher is right over here. All right, let's go. Thank you everyone who is joining me for this live stream. I appreciate it. I can't see the comments right now, but hey, leave a comment in this video when it's all said and done. So I'll let me know that you were here. I'll give you a shout out in the comments. Okay, bam. You want to put that, even though I'm going to remove the inside, before I remove the inside, I'm going to ask the customer one more time, because they may want the detail to be left in there, because it's such cool detail. So right there, you want to bring it down to where it's snug. You want to start to stretch. Remember, it was a 7.5. This ring has to be an 11. Once it starts getting hard, guys, you want to stop and anneal it again. Why? You don't want the coin to have any micro tears or ripping. You want to turn it counterclockwise to give the round enough time to kind of like stretch evenly on all sides. Okay? You want to turn it counterclockwise. Okay. Down. Counterclockwise. Let's apply some heat to this. It's a little bit. As you start to see, it start to form, right? Start to form. I want to apply a little heat. Why? I do not want it to rip. That would be such a bummer, because it's not a rare round, but it is hard to get. It's hard to get. You can buy them. I've seen some of these rounds on eBay, third party market, because I don't think Monarch makes this anymore. I think they sold out. They probably even had a certain mintage, probably like 50,000 they usually do about these. So I don't know if you may have it third party. People may be willing to sell it. But who wants to wait a week? The customer needs this before the beginning of August. So I have to make sure it gets there. You know, got to make sure it gets there. So there we go. Continue to stretch it and rotate it. Stretch and rotate. As you start to see, the lips of the coin ring is touching the mandrel. That's letting me know that it went from here, it is now going straight wall. Okay? I still want to turn it to see how far I can go, and then I'm going to check the size. See, it's harder. That means it's work harder. Okay. As we see here, it's starting to shape. It can now be fitted as a ring, but I can't stop there because there's other processes that has to be done, which is cleaning the cut edge, also clean up the inside, and then adding any more patina and causing the walls to be a little bit more straighter. So let's check the size. Let's check the size of this ring. Anyone have a guess? Voila. Right now, it's a 12. So I went past the point, which is good because I have room to clean up the ring, and then I can also start to size it back to that 11. And let me show you how. Okay? So let's start the cleaning up process real quick. Because it's kind of rough at the cut edge. So what you want to do is take some sandpaper. I got 150 grit. Now I won't bore you with the whole process because it is kind of tedious and it's a long process. I'm going from 150 grit all the way to 3,000 grit. That's forever. You'll be here until kingdom come, right? No one wants to do that. So here I go. Just a circle. There we go. What you want to do is just circle. Make it nice and smooth. Make it nice and even. Okay. That evens out a little bit. Okay. I guess they're nice and even. Then you want to go to the other grit. This is 100. Go to another grit. I grabbed a whole little iced tea here. You got to use what you have to kind of put all your stuff together, right? So I have other grits that I go through the same process. And sometimes I speed it up by putting it on my drill. Everyone does it different. Some people have like other power tools, but the beautiful thing about coin ring creating, you can kind of use what you have. As long as you have the basics, you're doing pretty good. You have the basics. You don't always gotta have all the fancy tools. Not for basic coin ring making, as I do. So, like you can place it here, and you can also get that area out. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll find another grit and do the same thing with. Let's go. So we go here. We're going to go to another grit and start to turn. This is 320. And you all want to do is smooth that area out. You'll see how it looks when I put the pictures up, but for the sake of the live stream, show the process. And I do everything by hand. So when a lot of people say, oh wow, why do coin rings cost too much? Either because the coin ring creator has expensive tools that they use, or they truly do it by hand. You know, with all the little gadgets they have. They use all of these power tools, but we also have little things like this that we just do by hand. You know, it takes, whew, it can take forever, you know, but you do what you got to do in order to make it happen, guys. Okay. And what I want to do is just take my fingers too. Now, when I clean the inside of this ring, oh my gosh, I do this until all of the detail is gone. Good gracious, that takes forever. But you want to do this, and I'm just really cleaning that outside area. And remember, the customer wants the inside clean. So before I knock it down to a size 11, I got to do all that. Okay? There's no need for me to bring it to a size 11 now without cleaning that inside, because the end result has to be 11. So I got to clean inside. That's what the picture she wanted. So let me go ahead and do it now. I know I wanted to ask her, she wanted the detail, but originally she wanted me to clean it inside out. So that process is just that. Take each grit and clean it until the details like shining. And that's how we do it. We do the weighted edge, and we go to the cut edge and clean every bit of that detail out until that ring has a nice smooth fit. Okay. But this is going to be a beautiful ring. I'm going to show you the end result in my community tab. But that's how it's going to look. It's going to be a size 11. Beautiful ring with the detail of the Egyptian. Oh man, I tell you, the detail still intact. The Ouroboros, the moon from Isis head. Over here, you will have the Ankh. You have part of the hieroglyphics there. The Ankh is still intact right here. If you see that, that's the symbol of life. And then on the other side, you have part of the hieroglyphics. The moon was right in the center of Isis's headpiece. Then you have the Ouroboros, which goes around. And then the inside will be nice and smooth. Okay? Guys, thank you so much for joining me. The end pictures will be up in my community tab, so join me there. Thank you for joining me for the Egyptian theme ring. Okay? Peace.